Hi, vacation day. Love my job. I love where I work, and I really enjoy being able to get in here to the workshop, do a few things. I'm a little stressing out because I don't have everything ready for the art show that's coming up in a few months, and but that's okay. It'll be what it is, right? So what I want to show you today, I'm super excited. This came to my brain as I watch gardening shows and I enjoy gardening, and I'm on some Facebook gardening pages and so all of that. And I have noticed a few people are saying, oh, my garden labels are fading. I planted something and I don't know what it is because the label is no longer readable. So I kept thinking about that and I thought, I think I have an idea. I thought, well, why not make some of these really fun cement garden markers? So these are actually made with Cementol, one of my favorites because it's fast. This one, for my Hypertufa enthusiasts, there you go. Hypertufa as well. Look at how that sparkles. I don't know if you can really tell it, but look at that. I love how that just looks like so much natural stone. So I'm going to show how we make this. I've got the recipe for you and the instructions all right here, and I hope that you enjoy making these and you can get out there in your garden and think, and then you won't forget that what you planted was a squash and not sunflowers. I don't know. Let's get started, shall we? So I have actually measured out by weight, 8 ounces by weight of the Cementol. I'm going to put that in the bowl. And then with that, I'm going to put just barely, maybe a third of a cup by measurement of water with that. I can always add more water, but I can't take it out, so let's just start with a little. And I know my whisk is too big for the bowl, but we're gonna make it. Oh, there we go. So this is what we're looking for in consistency. So that's a nice pancake or crepe batter. And then you want that to sit. We want it to start getting stiff, so when I run my finger through it, and it'll actually keep a ditch there, then it's where I want it to be. Over here are my little patterns. We're going to actually put the cement here and shape it to that pattern and make our little markers that way. Okay, so here we are. It has been exactly 1 minute, and that's what I want it to be able to do. That way when I put it over here on my little pattern, it won't run all over the place. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take, dump this right out here. One recipe will make one of these little markers. I'm just going to kind of fill in the gap, fill in the little pattern. I'll give you the dimensions. I guess I should give you the dimensions, right? I'm just super excited about these. I'm hoping I can make up a few of these for my art sale. And now I'm just going to kind of roughly fill in the outline of my pattern. As the cement all begins to stiffen, it'll be a lot easier to now shape the way I want it to be shaped. In this area right here, where you've got the top and the stake, I want that to be a little thicker, just a little bit, because that's got to support this little topper here. Let's look at these dimensions here. So my pattern, and you can make these any shape. You don't have to do it this way. This is just what came to my head. You creatives out there are certainly going to come up with something amazing. I know you are. So there you go. So we're just going to do, I'm going to give you the measurements of what I've got here. So this is 4 inches across and 4 inches. So this is like a 4-inch square, but I've got it rounded. And then the handle here, again, if you made that another 4 inches, so it's 3.5. So a 3.5 handle, 4-inch square, and you've got your little garden marker. This one is bigger because I wanted it to be able to write cabbage across in big letters, and I made it bigger because Hypertufa is not as fine as the Simmental, and so these are bigger. I am loving these. The only thing, you know, is I'm impatient, and Hypertufa takes a long time. But I love these. I really liking that. So anyway, as this is still sitting here, getting a little more, I'm going to use my little spatula and begin shaping. So you're going to want to work fairly quickly because you have to get this all shaped quick enough that you can then put your letters in. I will put a link to where I got these letters on Amazon in the cookie decorating section of Amazon. There we go. Getting it all shaped up. So to get it smooth, I've got a handy white. You could use anything, of course. And I'm just going to put that over the top. And I've got my little pizza roller. Everything I use out here has come out of my kitchen, and I've had to go buy new things for the kitchen. Anyway, so here we go. Roll that out, and then you can see it's got a little smoother texture on it. And it wouldn't hurt if you left all of that rough stuff. Really wouldn't. I mean, it's garden stuff, so it can be rustic if that's what you enjoy. I enjoy rustic because I don't like, you know, precision. So another thing I did, look at this. We can take, this is a leaf off of my eggplant plant out in the garden. I need to make one of these stakes that say eggplant. Anyway, and so I'm just going to lay it across there. Put that back on top. And give it a little roll. Now I've got my little leaf embossed in there. Now I have to get it out. There we go. So you've got just a little hint of a leaf. And this one is for some beans. So this one's going to say beans. Now do better than me and don't make your letters go backwards. So just going to press that in. So this is now firm enough, but if I waited any longer, it was going to get too stiff to put my letters in. So look, I messed up a little bit. So look what I'm going to do. So look, you can even go back and fix it. If you don't like how it turned out, mush it up a little bit, but you do need to work quickly, and you can make repairs. There we go, because I didn't like how that turned out, so I'm going to try one more time. Maybe this time I'm going to use this little sunflower fondant cutter. put a little sunflower embossed in there. Let's try our beans again. I actually have green beans growing out in my garden. I hope they turn out well. There you go. So you can paint these, you can leave them as they are. On this one, I have just put black paint inside. I'm not going to paint this one at all. You could do about anything you wanted. So I might paint these, and we'll do that here in just a little bit. Anybody else's space look like this? This is, one day I'll get to it. I don't know. Anyway, so we've learned how to create the plant markers with the Simmental. So now I want to show how I make the ones with the Hypertufa. Okay, so it's going to be our standard Hypertufa mix. I am not using any perlite in this recipe. No perlite, because I like the vermiculite here. So in this particular recipe, no perlite. So what I've got here, and I'm going to put it in my bowl, and I'm using these, I think these are 10-ounce paper cups. And so I have 1 part sand, and I've sifted that sand, so it's fine. 1 part peat, and that's also sifted. So also very, very fine. 1 part fine sand, 1 part sifted peat moss, then my vermiculite, 1 part vermiculite, and then I have 1.5 parts Portland cement. I'm going to put my mask on. One part water. Add a little more water if it's too dry. This recipe made both of these. So this recipe will make these. And how big are these? They're a little bit bigger. Lost my tape measure. All right, because this says cabbage, it had to be quite large. So that was almost 7 inches and only 4 inches wide. So 7 here and 4 here, and then this length is still about 4 inches, 3.5 to 4 inches. This one I put bell peppers, so didn't need to be quite as wide. That one's only 5.5 inches wide. So you can see the Hypertufa will be bigger than these little guys here. Okay, so it's what look you like. What is it you're trying to accomplish in your garden? So we're going to go ahead now and just do the same thing we did earlier and just shape it. And again, I'm going to make the place where the sign and the stake join. I'm going to make that just a little more sturdy. so the head won't break off. And you have a lot more playtime with the Hypertufa. There we go. And if I want to, I can take my pizza roller, flatten those out, just like that. There you go. Let's see about decorating. So here we are. Oh, fix my hair. So here we are on the other side. That's the indoor cement side because it's a mess. And over here I got to keep it a little more clean because this is where I do the painting and the finishing. So this is the carrot that we made just a little bit ago. See, cement all sets pretty fast. This is still a little bit warm to the touch, so it's still setting. But I'm impatient, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little work on this. You all know, right? So I don't want to paint this like a bright color. I'm going to more just stain it because it's going to be out there getting watered and sprinkled on, and the paint's probably going to fade anyway. So if you like it this way, just do a clear coat on it. Clear spray paint will be fine, and it'll last out there a long time. I don't know if really that's true because I just made these yesterday. So I don't know if they'll last a long time. But the other things I've made in my garden that's out of this has lasted a long time. So I'm assuming it'll last a long time. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use very minimal paint and a lot of water to give me the wash and the detail that I want. I do want to go over the letters. I will use a washed out black so that will set in. How it turns out, okay? If it doesn't turn out, it doesn't matter. It's going in my gardens. And then we've learned something. So a little bit of water. A lot of water, actually. A little bit of black paint and a lot of water because I just want it to wash in there. So you can see, I don't know if you can see what that looks like. Very thin. And then I'm just going to very carefully go inside that seed. And you're going to see it absorb right in. And you can go over that until you get it just the way you want it to look. Again, or just leave it as it is. I can't really talk and paint at the same time. I love the painting process. It kind of is very relaxing for me. So, there's our carrot, just like so. rinse that out. And then again, I'm just going to take another kind of a full brush. There we go. I like that one. And again, a very little green paint. I want it to be a wash. And that is what I want it to look like. Yeah. Woohoo! It's the first time I did that. I like how that looks. So you can, again, go ahead and paint them, don't paint them, leave them plain. But I just think these are so stinking cute. Look at this. Lay them all out here. So once again, thanks so much for viewing the video and spending time with me out here in my workshop. I hope that you're finding this one of use and of value. It's kind of something new. I haven't seen these kinds of things out there before. And so maybe you'll be able to have these in your garden and you will be able to make them. So thanks so much.